This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Oakland Athletics.
Rooker, it's a fly ball to deep center. Robert going back at the track. He will turn and watch it fly.
And 29 other MLB clubs.
Dolis Garcia sends him the other way. That sends Carrey back. He's at the wall. Cruz. Ronald Acuna, another milestone in a truly historic season.
Julio with an absolute nuke out to left field.
It's Glaber Day. And like a good Glaber, Torres is there.
Join us as we take you inside the baseball universe. From humidors to Stuff Plus to walk-off dingers, we have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of A's Cast Live from the field. Boy, do we have an unbelievable guest list after the win last night against the Rays. Scott Emerson, the pitching coach of your Athletics, is here. We are going to have Lawrence Butler. How good has Lawrence Butler been since he got called back up?
Man, he's been doing awesome. I think, what the hitting coaches have done with him and what he's looked like has been really good, showing some power. And he's playing great defense also. So it's not only just one side of the ball. I believe it's both sides of the ball.
And defense has been so much better in the second half. A lot to get into with the pitching doctor, Scott Emerson. Do we have the to play today? Chris Carrey will be here for Hot Takes. He's filling in for Johnny. I don't know why. Johnny's at a point to where, he's not even working today and he can't show up to do Hot Takes.
Yeah, well, he's over there in the dugout, but Johnny Legend, maybe he wants to take some time off.
Is there ever a day where you show up and don't work with the pitchers?
No. True. Good point. All right. We're back. Hey, Johnny, you got to get to work.
And Stephen Piscotty, it was Alumni Sunday. We taped him, one of the great guys that has come through, obviously a Bay Area guy, went to Stanford, his story with the Athletics, coming over from the Cardinals. Alumni Sunday, what has that been like for you, seeing these guys come back? Because you don't know when you'd see them again, but we're getting to see these guys every Sunday, and so many of these guys were on these terrific teams when you were on the staff.
Yeah, it's been great, to be able to see Chris Davis, Chad Pinder, and all the guys come back. And, just to know that we had some really good teams and some really good runs, and then to see them come back to the community has been awesome. But what's also been awesome is to see like the Canseco's and the guys of the late 80s and early 90s. I went to Scottsdale Community College, and I used to shag for the A's that when they had spring training practice at our field at Scottsdale, and I would go out there after class and before baseball practice and get on the field. I remember playing flip with the guys and playing flip with Dave Henderson, and he was asking me, "You got an equalizer?" And I'm like, "No, fastball, curveball, change." And he's like, "You're not ready for this game if you don't have a split or an equalizer or a hard slider." And there was a lot of fun hanging around those guys. And but the current group of guys that I've had and been through the system since I've been here, it's always great to see them come back.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's been a lot of fun. When Chad Pinder was here, these Alumni Sundays have been fantastic. We have another great one coming up this Sunday when the A's are taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. We were just talking off the air, when you start looking at a guy and you see him emerge into really a good player. I think at J.P. Sears, his last 8 starts, we look at him physically, same guy, but watching him mature and to watch the way that he pitches, just talk about what he is, what he has become for your pitching staff.
I think I've always talked about, 60 outings, like to see 60 starts, what a guy is and who he can become. And the things that J.P. Sears does behind the scenes is unbelievable. Hard worker, understands his ball flight information, understands how to pitch, takes his game plan really seriously in our game preparation meetings before the game, has an idea what he wants to do. It's one thing that the coaching staff puts together a game plan for him, but it's another when the player actually takes the time to game plan for themselves. And I'm always encouraging guys to game plan for themselves so they take the test before they go really out in that game. They understand what pitches work for each guy. And I think he's doing a heck of a job of understanding how he should be pitching to each hitter rather than just go up there and say, okay, my stuff is better than yours. He's going up there and saying, okay, maybe my stuff is better than yours, but also I know what pitch I should be throwing per the count. And I think he's done an unbelievable job.
I mean, my whole thing is physically, he really still is the same guy. The biggest change that we've seen, it's the mental side of the game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the mental part of the game is really important because they kind of can go hand in hand. You know, the hard work that he puts in with our athletic trainers and our strength and conditioning staff is really good too. You know, sometimes as you get it later in the season, you know, they call it the dog days of August and September. Guys want to slack off. Not this group of guys. We got a great group of guys that you know are being pushed by the coaching staff, being pushed by the athletic trainers, being pushed by the strength and conditioning coaches. That we're going to constantly work and constantly do our job. And when JP takes that to a whole nother level, other guys are watching, and we've done a really good job with that.
So when the change starts to happen, do you see it? Is it in the data that you guys are following, or is it just something you feel knowing him the way that you know him?
Well, you in both, yeah, right. The data shows up, and you can see how he constantly has the same data per the pitch, right? So if his breaking ball has, you know, let's just say 15 inches of horizontal movement, he's not scattery. He's not, you know, down 7 one pitch and 19 another pitch. How close can he stay within his range of 15? And he's not getting out of his delivery when he does that. So when he has the vert fastball where the ball stays up at 15 vert, induced vert, then he's repeating himself, repeating his delivery. He's not getting too far out of his zone of his delivery. So when you see the ball metrics relatively stay close throughout the game, now it's about executing that pitch into those certain areas, and that's really important too. Most guys, when they struggle and they're tired, their command starts getting scattery, and he's done a really good job of honing in on that.
What have you seen in the 2 starts from Joe Boyle since he's come back up?
I was encouraged in the first outing, the first couple innings. He threw a lot of strikes. And then yesterday he got started a little slow with the 2 walks in the first inning. But Joe Boyle's got exceptional stuff. He's got one of the best fastballs in the game, and he's got a hard late breaking slider. And right now he's a 2-pitch mix guy for the most part. He does have a little sweeper and does have a little curveball. We're trying to get him to be more consistent with strikes in the box. The more pitches he throws in the box, the better it's going to be. Then as the game moves on and the season moves on and the intel gets around to the league with the hitters, now will he be able to execute to areas of the plate? Up, down are the first 2 areas for him, and then we'll worry about in and out after we master that. But right now, the more balls he throws in that strike zone is beneficial, and the more balls when he wants to throw outside the strike zone will be beneficial to him as well.
So you were a tall pitcher, and we can use Joe Boyle also, but traditionally we see, especially in the amateur ranks, the taller you are, and I was talking about this yesterday in the post-game show, the taller you are, the longer your limbs, the harder it is to throw strikes. We have seen taller pitchers take longer developing. We see stuff like Joe Boyle, but harnessing that control and throwing strikes. Why would you say that?
Well, obviously the mound's 10 inches high, right? So now if you're 6'7" like Joe is, and now you're 10 inches higher, you have to really force the leverage to get the ball down, right? So now his strike zone may be more like middle to middle up, and then he really has to force himself down with good extension and good direction to get out, to get the balls at the bottom of the zone. And, sometimes with his arm slot, you take a guy like Randy Johnson, who was really tall. He had a real higher arm slot with a little trunk lean at USC. Next thing you know, he gets to the Montreal Expos and the Seattle Mariners, and now you see a little more sidearm angle because he's 6'10". So what's going to get him into the action? What's going to get him into the strike zone? Number one is getting your head out in front. The more you can get your head out in front and on line, you're in that hallway, right? The rubber is 24 and the plate is 17. The black is a ball, right? So if I'm so high up and I'm working away from that straight line, the quickest point from one point to another is a straight line, right? So if I'm taking a slightly closed delivery down a straight line, I'm getting my head into the catcher's mitt and I'm showing the catcher the back of the shoulder. Sometimes long, lanky guys, and I was one of them, we'd kind of be so tall, we'd kind of bail out, and maybe our arm is a little late and the ball takes off on us. So it's really important for Joe to get some trunk flexion moving forward. And Ethan Stewart, our biomechanist, is always monitoring how much flexion he's actually getting, so we can, over the course of our meetings the next day, say, hey, you weren't bending over enough. Maybe that's why your balls were more scattered high. Maybe we got to get out there a little bit farther. Now, it's my job to help Joe determine, do we need to shorten the stride to get out a little bit farther, or do we need to lengthen out the stride? You know, I always say your stride length is as long or as short as it takes for the backside to get through and over the front side with proper finish. What's proper finish? Getting the head into the target, showing the catcher the back of the shoulder. And when he does that, you know, his ball has life, it jumps, and he commands it much better.
How much are you just purely watching video with him to show him when, as you said, I'm right over versus I'm getting out of whack, which essentially I'm now losing my release point, which release point for a lot of people will go to your basketball. When you're shooting jumpers and you're feeling it, but then all of a sudden when you're clanking it, right? When you're spraying it or hit it down the middle, you have that feel of what is right and what is wrong. And that's the problem with pitching. When you lose that release point, it goes quick and it's tough to get it back. So do you watch just a lot of just regular video with him to show him where his body is?
Yeah, obviously, you know, you want good dynamic balance, which is being able to move in the air, good direction, which is moving towards your target, and like I just said, good finish, getting out over the front side. Those are the generalities of having a good delivery. Now, some guys, you know, with Joe Boyle, who throws hard, he needs those generalities. You take a guy that might be like Hogan Harris, maybe he needs to be a little bit more crossfire than Joe Boyle because his fastball isn't as good. So you're not comparing guys to guys. You're comparing Joe Boyle to Joe Boyle.
Yeah.
What does Joe Boyle do in the data set, and how is he moving? And that's, you know, how our data team is important to me, and how Ethan Stewart, our biomechanist, can tell me, okay, we're getting too far across his body or we're getting too far open, and we get that the next day. And it's a quick, easier correction than watching video as much. Now, we're constantly watching video. I'm watching it during the game on the iPads, and if I need to show him something, we show him something. But obviously during the game, we're just trying to get that guy to go out and compete. But if there's a big issue, we got it red flagged through Kinetrax, and then we got it red flagged through our video system.
And he's well versed, obviously, in data. We've talked about it. He's a smart guy coming out of Notre Dame, and his wife works in the data department for the Guardians.
Yeah, yep. So
there's a lot of data going around in the Boyle household.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that you're grabbing the right pieces, and you're giving the right information. You know, it's the old saying, jack of all trades, master of none. If you're trying to take so much data, it's confusing, right? So you take short nuggets, pieces of the delivery. What's good on the delivery, balance, direction, and finish? We'll start there. And what's good on your data set, staying behind the baseball and creating spin for your slider.
With all that said, how good can Joe Boyle be?
Oh, I mean, Show Boyle, right? I mean,
Show Boyle.
If you think about, he has front end stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So now after front end stuff shows up, how can you execute? The best pitchers in the game have front end stuff. They throw hard. They have late breaking balls. They have an outlier pitch, but they execute pitches. So the more Joe Boyle executes pitches, the more he moves up that food chain, right? You got 5 starters and everybody talks about somebody's, a number one. Who's your number one? Well, his stuff is. Now, can he execute pitches enough to be that guy?
I'm not sure year to year what the average is going to be, the amount of starting pitchers you're going to use. But it's believed to be around 12, 13 guys, right? The days of using maybe just 7 guys in a season, pretty slim to none. You're going to use a lot of guys. If I had to ask you, we're going into next year, and I'm David Forrest. Hey, how many starters do you think we're going to need? What do you think that number, when you prepare for a season, what do you think is a good number to say, you know what, we're probably going to be around this?
Well, you're probably going to have, in my opinion, maybe around 12. If we can keep it around 12, that would be awesome. I mean, I just go back to our 2021 season when we had 3 starters, Montas Minaya and Cole Irvin make every start. Chris Bassett would have made every start, in my opinion, if he didn't get hit by the liner in Chicago. That's 4 guys making every start, and then you got some fill-in guys here and there. So, 12 guys I think you're looking at throughout the course of the year. But obviously you want to minimize that the best you can. You know, you want guys to be able to go out there and post up, 32 times. And it's not easy, as you know.
Well, then we start talking about rule changes and what we're going to do with the game of baseball. And I thought it was very interesting, the article that came out about ESPN. I like that people are thinking about ways to make our game better, because I think you and I both agree the starting pitcher should matter. When we were growing up, the pitching matchups, this is the entertainment business. The guys with the ball are supposed to be the stars. And we've seen starters go less and less and less. I'd like to see them go more innings. So basically, there is some talk about trying to get pitchers to go at least 6 innings. Now, they're not saying you have to go 6. If a starting pitcher gets to 100 pitches, you then could pull him out. If a guy gets injured, he could be pulled. Or if he has 4 earned runs or more, he could be pulled. But what we're trying to get away from is guys gone 5 innings, giving up 1 run, 80 pitches, and he gets pulled. So when you hear about a rule like this, if someone comes to you and says, what do you think about implementing or trying something like this? How do you feel about it?
Well, I think I'd have to see it at the minor league level first. I mean, we always talk basketball. LeBron goes out and scores, 27 points a game. You don't handicap the team and take them out and say, no, now the other team needs a chance to score more points without LeBron being on the field. I think there's a difference between rule changes and changing the way the game has been played. If you want to maybe lessen the number of pitchers per staff that force you to maybe have that guy pitch more, I'd be fine with that. But to kind of tell you how you have to run your pitching staff and how you have to run the game, for me, I don't know if I'm there yet. I'd have to see it. But look, 5.2 innings, 5 1/3. That's roughly what starters are doing right now.
Yeah,
now you're asking them to go more innings, and then you're worried about the injuries that have happened. I just don't. The math of it isn't adding up there for me.
Well, technically, if we get technical, we're only asking, this rule is trying to get 2 more outs because the average starts 5 1/3.
Right,
it's
but
2 more outs.
Put that in the percentages of the game. You're asking a guy to go how much more, and then he's got to stay in the game. But if he can give up another run, you're going to run out. It's just going to be a real complicated to me. I don't think there's anything really wrong with the game. I think the best thing that the commissioner did was the shot clock per se. The
Speed
pitch
it
clock,
up, baby.
The pitch clock has been awesome. And I really do believe that, and maybe I'll like this rule down the road. I don't know. But, you ask the question and the first thing comes to mind is like, man, how much are we really going to change? And those are tough things. How many pitches an inning can you throw? I think some of the what I heard is maybe 40 in an inning. If you throw 40 in an inning, you could come out of the game early no matter how many runs you give up. But
40 in an inning's a lot.
To hamstring, to hamstring a team, that hey, this guy has to stay in the game to give up another run before we can move another pitcher into the game is a little bit odd to me. But they've been really successful on the stuff we've changed. I just have to see it to believe it a little bit.
Now, we talked about this yesterday. You brought up another way. I thought this was very interesting. Limiting the amount of pitchers you can use in a game.
Yeah, I think that would be way better than telling us how to play the game. I think if you just said, okay, you only get 5 guys that can pitch today, unless there's 8 runs or more or something like that, then you can add a 6th guy. I think that would be a lot better for me on telling you how to play the game rather than here's your guys that can pitch today, and then but then they're just, that kind of to me tells you how you have to strategize the game. Let the managers be able to strategize the game and let them manage the game. I think and with a 5-man bullpen or a 4-man bullpen, then that might be a way to where you have to get your starter going a little bit.
I mean, a lot of games we are using 5 pitchers anyway, so that shouldn't seem like something. It's 9 innings. If you can't get 9 innings out of 5 guys, that's a problem. Because I think there's a lot of people out there who said, no, let's only do 4 pitchers for 9 innings.
Whatever the number is would be the number. I just think with the number of pitches you can throw and the innings that he has to pitch, And I think that's manipulating how you can manage the game. The number of pitchers that you can use is you're not telling the manager, okay, you got to take him out here, or he has to give up one more run before he has to come out of the game. Or you got the bullpen rolling, and you might say, well, dang, if he gives up one more, then we can bring in the lefty on the lefty. I think it's just something I'd have to see.
Do you think there is something that could be done by baseball that now changes the way front offices are now trying to grow their minor league staffs? Because right now in the minor leagues, even we're doing tandem starts where you got basically two guys you have two starters pitching in the game. What's happening is a lot of 2-3 inning outings in the minor leagues. I don't know how you feel about it, but you've said on this show plenty of times, you've told us, I don't want minor league throwers. I want major league pitchers. But down there, they're telling kids, go out there, throw as hard as you can, strike everybody out for 3 innings, and then you're out of the game. So how do we get away from that philosophy of huff and puff for 3 innings and teach kids how to pitch more innings in the minor leagues?
Right. Well, I think, what we could, our tandem situation is just trying to find and identify who are the best starters at the lowest levels of baseball. We're not tandeming really in AA and AAA. That's the kind of, I've always called AA the men's league, and AAA is
Have you really always called it that?
Yeah, AA is the men's league, and AAA is the league. You have to be a big leaguer for sure in AAA. You got to be able to execute. You got to be able to do your things. So, what organizations I'm hoping are trying to find is that just guy that hasn't been seen as much, and giving him an opportunity to pitch 3 and 4 innings in a tandem, and then developing him as a starter, maybe in high A ball or AA. But you don't know who you have until they go out there and actually pitch a few innings, right?
Yeah.
And I think we've done a great job at our low minor leagues to give guys opportunities to flip a lineup to see what we got.
Yeah, because for me, especially with young guys, I want to see what it takes to pitch, and that's you got to pitch through some adversity. You're going to give up some runs. How do you deal with that? How do you get out of jams? If you just go out there and strike people out for 3 innings, you never really face that much adversity.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. That's a good point. You get out there and you go 35 pitches, and then 2 guys get on, and boom, here comes the reliever to bail you out of that situation. But, like I said, this is a game of baseball. You play the game to win. And, when you start having other people tell you how to do it, let front offices and let teams decide how they want to do it. This is their business. This is the way they want to run it. And, I think everybody else can be creative. You look at what Tampa did with the opener years ago, right? They had more openers, and I don't see them having as many openers lately as they had in the past. We ran some openers. We haven't ran an opener this year.
We ran an opener in a playoff game.
We ran an opener in a playoff game. So my point is, let the teams, go out there and be creative and try to win the way they think is best.
All right, let's end on this. When you think about your bullpen, a few years ago we talked about, there's not a whole lot of velocity down the bullpen. Now you have all kinds of velocity. You lost some with Ursig, but what you have back right now with Holman coming up, the kid from Cal, who has been phenomenal in the minor leagues. He was a starter, turned reliever because of arm problems. We see that all, same kind of thing with Mason Miller. But now when you look at Tyler Ferguson, who's an unbelievable story, Otanez, you got a lot of velocity down there in the bullpen. Talk about the luxury of that.
Yeah, when you have high velocity, generally comes a high spin breaking ball as well, which means they get to play versus both lefties and righties. Last night, as you saw Ferguson come into the game, and the initial was 2 lefties and 1 right-hander. Sometimes you're going to go to the lefty. There's 2 out of 3. You might go to the lefty, but Fergie has shown the 8th inning, the 9th inning, he's been really good for us so far this year, and he deserved that opportunity to set up Mason yesterday. And that high velocity just gives him a better margin of error versus left-handed hitters for sure. And I thought he did an amazing job, and he's doing a great job. And Ohtani is the same. He comes in, he got his first big league save against the Giants the other night, and you saw that 9th inning really pump him up a little bit more. You saw 99, 100 coming out of that hand, which was a little bit higher fastball than he has recently. But velocity and execution is generally a really good recipe. Velocity without execution, yeah, it's hit or miss, but you got to be able to have both. And so far, those guys have.
And velocity is interesting. I had a caller last night go, well, Mason Miller was only throwing 98. Is something wrong? I went, 98's still really hard. I mean, how much do you look at that? To me, okay, if Mason Miller all of a sudden is throwing 94, we could be looking at a problem. But some nights, my back might be a little stiff. It's a little cold. I don't have the adrenaline. We saw Mason Miller in like the perfect storm, right? Warm, Yankee Stadium, facing these big names. You got adrenaline like it's unbelievable. And now it's 103.5. I mean, that's best case scenario. But is there a time where you're looking out at velocity? Like what would be the dip in velocity with anybody that you go, wait a minute, hold on, something might not be right?
Well, I'll be honest with you. When you saw 96, the first pitch, you kind of look at the scoreboard and you're like, oh, what's going on here? But he dialed it up to 100. I mean, that's what he does. You also have to look at workload management. You got to look at, we're getting into the end of August, early September with a lot of rookies that really haven't been having this type of a workload in their career. So they're warming up more. They're throwing in more games. You don't have the luxury like the minor leagues, and I was there a long time. The minor leagues, you warm up a guy, and if he doesn't get in that inning, he's probably in the next inning. In the major leagues, you warm up a guy for his situation, and if he's not in, boom, somebody else is in the game for that situation. So you have to be a strong animal up here to be able to. That's why they call it the major leagues in the show, and that's why big, strong, physical guys, they don't wear down as much, and you see a lot of big, strong, physical guys at the big league level.
Dog days of summer actually feeling like fall out here. Starting to feel like football weather.
I love it.
You're the best, Dr. Emo. Appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
Lawrence Butler coming up next right here on A's Cast Live.
Paging Dr. Emo.
If you haven't been to the Chicken Pie Shop in Walnut Creek, what are you waiting for? You're going to love the new menu, and it's a great place to watch all the pennant race action and the upcoming NFL and college football seasons. Come taste their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next corporate party or birthday celebration. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intended and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
Hey, Oakland A's fans, step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit xfinity.com/net.
A's Cast Live continues from Rickey Henderson Field. Here's Chris Townsend.
Man, how lucky are we? Scott Emerson talking pitching to Lawrence Butler here on A's Cast Live. How are you?
I'm doing amazing, Chris. How are you?
I know you like to be a team first guy, and this franchise and this team means a lot to you. You took it personal when there's been some shots. How are you feeling about the way the team's playing? The team is coming together. It's winning. One of the best records in baseball since July 1st. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling amazing. I mean, how can you not feel amazing when you're playing like how we're playing right now? I mean, I love it. I mean, everybody's on board. We're having a lot of fun in the locker room, on the field. We hang out with each other off the field. I mean, we're just having a blast out here.
When did you get the sense things are changing?
I would say that month of July, like we kind of all just gelled together. We started playing good ball. We kind of had a rough stretch before that. All the pitchers getting hurt, some movements, but I mean, we kind of came back together. The pitchers been doing what they've been doing. We've been doing what we've been doing, and you kind of see the chemistry just starting to really form, and just getting better and better by the day.
Well, I think about the way your team is going right now. It's kind of like you guys have come up. You're used to winning. You don't want to go out there and get it handed to you every single day. And you guys are used to winning as a group together in the minor leagues. At some point, right, you have to say, I'm tired of getting whooped. Yeah. It's time to fight back.
I mean, we're all tired of losing. I mean, nobody wants to lose. I mean, we always want to win. I've won with these group of guys in the minor leagues, like you said. So, I mean, it's like it's no difference coming up here. I mean, it's the big leagues, but, you still got to kind of go out here, play hard, get a dub. I mean, they're the best of the best, but we're also the best of the best. So, I mean, we feel like we can go out there and no matter who's up against us, we're going to get a dub.
When you went down to AAA, what did you say to yourself about what you need to do to get back here where you belong?
I mean, it was really just determination. I knew I was a good player. I kind of didn't show that the first stint I was up here, but I knew I had it in me. So really just going down there, had a little break, kind of just got to breathe, relax, just come back and be able to show everybody what I can do on the baseball field at the big league level.
Yeah, because I know you had a lot of people, you had a lot of different people in your ear. Mm-hmm. How do you, I mean, you're a humble guy, and I know you're going to listen to people, and you're going to be, hey, thanks for the advice and everything, but how do you make sure you don't listen to all the noise?
You kind of just gotta. It's kind of just you gotta just know who's telling you, the right things. You can't just take you can listen to everybody, but you don't have to, take what everybody says to accountability, like, use it. So I kind of just been just like, me and Bushy's my guy. So, I kind of just really listen to him majority of the time. Just let him kind of just talk to me, and I like when he talks to me. It's just more like a relaxation, like a one-on-one, just friend to friend talk. It's not, he doesn't try to get on me. He doesn't try to overhype me up. It's just more of a like, what you feeling, how you doing, and then we just get to talking about baseball, and I feel it really relaxes me.
So not too long ago, I did an event for Comerica with Ricky Henderson in the visiting clubhouse. We did the steak dinner thing, and Ricky Henderson was talking about being the leadoff guy. It's, you're the show. You're leading the show off. You like to be a showman. You like the entertainment part of this game. What is leading off like for you, and how much have you done it in your career?
So I want to say I started doing it in 2021. 2021, they started putting me lead off in low A. So, I mean, I like it. I like it a lot. Like Ricky said, it's like the showman. Like, you're the first person that's up there. Everybody's going to see you first. You're going to be the one to put the show on for everybody. You're the one that set the standard for the team for the whole game. So, I love that. I love being able to go out there, get a hit from my team, and now everybody's rolling and we're rolling. Yeah. It's just it's a game starter. I love it. It's a show, like you said. Like, first at bat's always one of the loudest. Like, everybody's there, everybody's locked in. We waited all day to see this game. Let's see who's first. Yeah. And let's see what he does. I love it.
I knew Players Weekend is perfect for a guy like you. How much? I mean, the cleats. I mean, you got the gloves on the bases, they look like oven mitts. Yeah. I mean, the design and everything you put into it. I know you had a lot of Lana going. Like, how much time did you put into that?
Yeah, to be honest, it really wasn't that much. It wasn't a lot of time because I kind of let the creator who did the shoes, I kind of let him kind of do his own thing. I just gave him a couple things that I really wanted in there, like some of the late Atlanta things. Like, he put all the retired A's numbers on there.
Yeah.
It was kind of like an Atlanta-Oakland thing. Like, I didn't want to discredit, any of the A's guys, especially this is our last year in Oakland. So I wanted to kind of pay tribute to them, but I also wanted to let everybody know, like, where I'm from and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. I really love Players Weekend. That was amazing.
Well, your home means so much to you, and Marquise Grissom, who obviously had an unbelievable career. He means so much to you in your life, just not baseball. So during the season, how much, like, as a mentor, how much do you get to talk to him?
It's crazy, though, because like, as much as he talks to us in the off season, he doesn't like talking to us during the season.
He doesn't.
Yeah, he tells us, like, hey, I don't want to talk to y'all during the season because I know y'all got coaches telling y'all all different things. So he don't want to get in the way of that. But anytime if we really need him and we call him, he'll always hit us back and, you know, talk to us and give us whatever we need. But, you know, Marquise he's been amazing, you know, from my career, you know, just him taking me as a young 13-year-old, you know, just being able to give me the knowledge that he's had in his great long career and just being able to, for him to teach me how to be a professional baseball player. You know, it's meant the world to me. You know, I appreciate everything he's done to me.
That is so interesting because it's like a father. I've raised you in the offseason.
Yeah.
Now go do it.
Exactly.
And he's not like a security blanket for you during the season.
Nah, he's just more like a reminder. Like if you just kind of lost or somewhere and you don't know what you're doing, or you just need a little guidance or help, you can always call on Marquise. Like he'll always pick up the phone. He'll always hit you back. Like he's just been amazing. He's been amazing.
Now, back in the day, you used to watch this show, but now that you're in the big leagues, you don't have time to watch it. I'm just going to tell you something that I talk about all the time, and I want you to react to it. I say, why is it important for Lawrence Butler to succeed at the big league level? Well, the reason why I believe it's important that you succeed is that you've come up through the entire system. Every coach, because our coaches usually stay about the same. Mm-hmm. Every coach, whether it's a hitting coach, a pitching coach, a manager, everybody has ridden in a bus with you, flown a plane, been at spring training. They've been a part of your life. You've been a part of their life. There's so many players, the young players now looking up to you. Mm-hmm. You are a product of this organization. Everybody loves you so much in this organization. You love this organization so much. When you succeed up here, it's something that filters all the way down. When I talk about that, what does that mean to you?
I mean, it means the world to me. You know, the A's were the team that gave me the opportunity, you know, to live out my lifelong dream. So, you know, I always be thankful for them. You know, I love this organization for that. I mean, I love all the coaches, all the players, staff, you know, all the way from cots to, you know, any grounds crew people. You know, I love those guys, you know. And I really love this organization. You know, I've been through it all, you know, from rookie ball to the big leagues. You know, everybody's been there to help me along the way. So, you know, I just try to go out there and give my all, you know, for the organization. You know, I just want to, you know, be a good representation for them.
And as you grow as a player and you mature as a big leaguer, the leadership roles start to become bigger because there are so many people that gravitate to you. I think Zach Geloff is the same way. You guys both have that personality. What is that like as a really young player, but you're starting to take a little bit of a leadership role?
Yeah, you know, I just kind of want to, you know, set the example for, you know, from top to bottom, you know, all through the organization. You know, we come up here, we play hard, you know, we have each other's back. And, you know, I just want everybody in our organization from, you know, in Mesa, Arizona, all the way up to Oakland to, you know, play like that and have that thing to where other teams are like, you know, those A's guys, they're going to play hard. They're going to have each other's back. They're going to be confident. You know, they're not going to just let you go out there and run over them. So, I just love that me and Zach are, you know, up here doing our thing, you know, just trying to set the tone and just be the guys.
How important, we're going to end on this, how important is it the rest of the way to send a message to everybody else? Next year is going to be different.
It's huge. I mean, because if we just go out here and, you know, just kind of, oh, we don't have a chance or, you know, just kind of lay down, then it's like they're the same age as the last 100 lost season. But we don't want to be that. You know, we want to be the new team that when you come play us, you're like, okay, it's not just a run over game. Like, y'all better come out here and give us everything y'all got or we just going to beat y'all. So, I mean, it's huge for us to go out here this end of August and the rest of September to, you know, just go out there and beat teams. You know, it's huge. I want to send a message for the rest of the season when they come back next year, spring training. They're like, okay, we can't just go out here and lay down. These A's are really going to hand it to us, and we got to come bring our A game because I want to play the best of the best, and I'm sure they want to be able to play the best of the best too.
How do you not love that? Lawrence Butler, you know we're a big fan of yours on this show. We always have been. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Let's keep doing it, baby. Go A's.
We got more coming up next right here on A's Cast Live.
Hey, Oakland A's fans, step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit xfinity.com/network management.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
This is Chris Townsend, and it is summertime. You want to look your best, and I can't tell you how excited I am. Commander Cody, we've got our new shipment from Link Soul, all the summer gear. So whether you're playing golf or you're going out for dinner, you're hanging out with your buddies, or you're going to the beach, go see our friends at linksoul.com. And right now they have an offer where you can get 20% off. Go to linksoul.com. Remember, in the big leagues, look good, play good.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intended and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
With the sunshine returning, it's time for golf, and more golf at Cinnabar Hills Golf Club. Cinnabar Hills is also your destination for great food with their beautiful renovated restaurant and quality craft beer selection at their full bar. Featuring a grass driving range and 27 championship caliber holes, Cinnabar Hills Golf Club is the best public course in the Bay Area. For more information, go to cinnabarhills.com. That's cinnabarhills.com.
Ever wondered what a 30-foot tall pistachio looks like? A giant redwood or Big Sur? Chevron with Techron will be there to help you see them and tons of other places you have to see to believe. Because with unbeatable mileage and a clean engine, cars feel great. So next time you want to fill up on a little adventure, an awkward family photo, or a new commute to work, make sure to fill up at Chevron's along the way. Your car and your memories will thank you. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland, and you'll get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding. Love where you sleep.
If you're looking for a great place to eat and watch games, go see our friends at the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. The Chicken Pie Shop is one of the hottest restaurants in Walnut Creek. You're not going to find a better menu, and come try their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next private party or corporate event. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
And the underdogs, Oakland Athletics, win their first championship since they were in Philadelphia in 1930.
Hi, I'm Raleigh Fingers, Hall of Famer, 3-time World Series champion with the Oakland A's and World Series MVP. Winning takes teamwork, skill, and heart. So when you need an ace for a personal injury lawyer that will win you the game, go with the winning team. Call Venardi Zerata at 833-VZ for me, or go to vzlawfirm.com. Venardi Serrata, the official injury law firm of the Oakland A's.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
The A's YouTube page is your go-to destination for A's video content. Get access to great highlights, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, classic games, A's Cast Live, and more. Visit youtube.com/athletics.
You're listening to A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
Well, I got to be 100. I got to be 100, as Cody and the kids like to say. It has been a wild day.
You've been a little busy.
Yeah, it's been I've been going since early this morning. As we got up, I moved my kids into Cal today. And to get here and just firing off interviews and stuff, it's been a wild, emotional day, but really a historic day in my life. But how good was, to have the ability to be on the field and get that kind of information from a pitching coach in Major League Baseball, and then follow that up with a up-and-comer, a guy that I think can be an up-and-coming star in this game. It doesn't get any better than that. And it's why we are so lucky to have A's Cast Live and to do what we do. Chris Carey's going to be here at 5 o'clock. He's going to be stepping in for Johnny with hot takes. We'll have Stephen Piscotty at 5:30. We haven't even had a chance for the big takeaway yet.
Oh, I've been wanting to get to this because I think you're going to like mine.
Well, you know what? We'll let you go first. Because my big takeaway is.
So I'm going to go first, but you're going to tell me yours.
Well, it's not. It is. If you do you like people watching?
Yes, it's my favorite thing to do at a lot of places I go to.
It is people watching at college, where I kind of stood back, and you see people dropping their kids off at school, and obviously all schools it goes in waves, right? You get times and everything. And to watch how parents interact with their child and with just the drama of you're leaving your child. You've raised this child. This child is now going to college. You gotta kind of cut the cord and allow the child to grow up. You think about what it was like with your parents, whether you had parents who helped you or not. Some do, some don't. You know, some people just do it all on their own. But just to sit back and observe parents having to let go. And I was one of those parents today, and to watch it's really there should be case studies done it because some are super freaked out parents, some are the maybe too relaxed parents. Watching parents just like pull in, and it's hard. It's the drama, it's the finality of this, and it's just it's a wild time to watch what I saw today, and it's happening all over the country as kids are moving into colleges everywhere right now.
Yeah, luckily, your kids aren't going too far away where a lot of kids, like for me, I didn't live on campus. But so when my parents had to say goodbye to me is when I moved to California. So my parents had to say goodbye to me. I was going, a 5-hour flight away. And that was hard for them because obviously I stayed home for college. I commuted to college.
We're talking about people, my kids are 18.
I left when I was 23.
This is the 18-year-olds where you're like, I now have to let go. Yeah, the process of letting go as a parent.
Because I haven't been there, obviously, but hopefully one day I will be there. But I can assume that you're feeling like, okay, maybe after 18 years of living with me and everything I've taught them, they can use that in the real world now, and they're going through school and real life situations. Because I felt that way, like growing up through everything. I'm like, you know what? I hope what my parents taught me really pays off now, and it did.
Well, my wife's a train wreck right now.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, my wife's a train wreck. That's what I'm going to have to deal with the next couple of days. But people watching, go ahead. What's your big takeaway?
Okay, so the best free agent acquisition last season, or this last offseason, did pretty well last night. Who do you think I'm going to talk about here?
Who is the best free agent?
He signed a 3-year deal for $45 million.
Oh, wow. That is
he was a former Met.
Is this a Royal?
Now a Royal. Coming from the Padres.
Seth Lugo?
Seth Lugo got his
best. Is he the best free agent?
My opinion, he is. 14th win last night, which I know.
I'm trying to think back of all the free agents. Oh, you're not going to go with your guy Snellzilla?
No, or Chapman, who really chapped my hide last night with what I saw.
Well, how about this? You could be right because the free agent market was a dud last year. And the Royals spent more money than anybody else in the American League. All right, I'll go with it. The best free agent pickup of this past offseason.
Got his 14th win, tied Tarek Skubal, and I'm drawing a blank on the other guy that has 14 wins. But he also said post-game he cares about pitching wins and getting innings and going deep into games, which you don't hear a lot of pitchers say anymore. But since the start of 20, you'll appreciate
What
this.
did he say?
He cares about pitching wins and going deep in the game and getting innings.
What does Scott Emerson, the pitching coach of the Athletics, believe in?
Both of those.
What have I proved? I have proven on this program that the team that has the most pitching wins at the end of the year is 100% guaranteed to make the postseason. We have checked it. It's undefeated. If your starters win the most games, you will be in the postseason. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Since the start of 2023, when he was a Padre, in 52 starts, he's had 35 quality starts. That's 6 innings, 3 runs or less. He's been unbelievable for the Royals, our team that.
So what's your big takeaway? I'm interested.
Seth Lugo was the best free agent acquisition of last offseason.
I thought you were maybe going to something about pitcher wins.
Oh no, I'm starting to come around a little bit.
Around
on Lugo.
You hated it.
I still do, but 3 years, $45 million.
DeGrom.
Yeah. Hey,
DeGrom.
Hey, if you're a fan of the Frisco Rough Riders, he's pitching on Thursday night. It's Kumar Rocker, then it's DeGrom, and then it's Scherzer pitching if you're down there.
Funny, I'm going to be in Frisco in October.
Well, they probably won't be.
No, they won't be. I will be.
Well, too soon. I mean, the Rangers aren't going anywhere. Although they are bearing the Pirates right now. So
I'll be in a golf tournament in Frisco, Texas in October.
So yeah, Seth Lugo is my big takeaway from what he did last night.
Sports change
in the season.
You know, things change. Things that you believe are so important can go away, and then they can trend back.
Yeah.
Sports change, right? Like we have seen the evolution of a lot of different sports. For example, years ago, there was no three-point line. Now there is. Years ago, no one would have ever thought that the three-point shot would be the most important shot in basketball. Now it is. Things change, but then things can come back, right? All of a sudden now we're hearing a lot of people actually go, batting average does matter.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking a lot of – I'm trying to think of what other things in other sports.
Because guys aren't walking like they used to. What happened? We broke it down for you here. We're not trying to play smartest guy in the room, but we did break it down for you here that when everybody was trying to tell you batting average didn't matter, so much of that was starting in the steroid era when walks. You can look at the amount of walks that teams were walking at a rate that was historic, where you had all of these teams. The A's it's like the Moneyball theory of, well, Billy Beane said we got to start walking. That started in 99. The A's,
John Jaha.
Well before 2002, the A's led all of baseball in 1999 in walks, but everybody was walking. Pitchers, why? Because pitchers were afraid to throw to these steroid monsters, right? If you left something around the middle of the plate, guys were taking you deep. So pitchers were afraid to throw strikes, and you saw historic amounts of walks, all these different teams. Well, that's dried up. You don't see that as much anymore. Teams right now in baseball, 2024, do not sniff 98, 99, 2000, 01, 02, 03. If you go to team walk totals, we're not even close to what teams used to walk.
No, not at all.
So that gets back to, not to interrupt, but that gets back to, well, they didn't care about batting average. They just wanted to get guys on to hit home runs. Well, everybody was walking, so it was all about on base. Well, now that not everybody's walking, how do you get on base?
Yeah, you have to get a hit.
You got to hit.
Yeah.
So now hitting it. So now what we talk about, if we're in a low run scoring environment and we're in an environment where it is hard to hit and guys just can't walk all the time, well, I mean, if all of a sudden you're Brent Rooker and you're hitting 290 something, it really means something.
Yeah, and it means because I went and looked today, the league batting average is 244. The league slugging percentage is 713. I looked. I was just curious. The league OPS is 713.
Yeah.
This is before Aaron Judge hit his 45th home run tonight. His slugging percentage was 703. The league OPS is 713. So when we talked about yesterday with Aaron Judge and the MVP and how there's guys that are not even going to sniff the MVP, like I'm tying this to Bobby Wood Jr. and the whole Royals thing. It's incredible, but you're right. The batting average starting to come around more with a lot of guys. I know BK starting to talk about it more, it looks like. And now pitching wins. And because you have to pitch deep in the games to get a win, you have to go at least 5 innings, and that's what some guys aren't doing anymore.
Well, and if we manipulate, and I know everybody hates it, and my spidey senses say when everybody hates it, that might be a good thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to put it.
Because nobody now wants to say they're against the pitch clock. But when we first started this show, and I remember my time at 95.7 The Game where, oh my God, I'm getting on after games not till like 11 o'clock. Like It was like insane
at least
how long it was taking just to get the game over with. And people would say, you'll never see a clock. You can't put time in baseball. That it will never, ever, ever, ever happen. Everybody hated it. Now when you bring it up, everybody goes, no, I was always for it. Now everybody, because it's worked, right? Now that it's proven that it's worked, all the old curmudgeons now act like they didn't hate it, which we know is a lie. Everybody hated it. So if everybody is disliking this rule about trying to make guys go 6 innings, I go, well, we might be onto something, because every single time baseball people don't like something and we make a rule, it ends up working.
Yeah, and like Jesse Rogers, who wrote the article last week for ESPN, had a great tweet last week, or maybe even over the weekend. But Kyle Hendricks, the Cubs pitcher, was at 5 innings, like 80 pitches, and 1 earned run. So in the qualifiers in the article, you have to go 6 innings. You have to go at least 6 innings unless you have 100 pitches, 4 or more earned runs, or you actually get hurt on the injured list. Kyle Hendricks had 5 innings, 1 run, 82 pitches, wasn't hurt, and they pulled him. So it's right there. It's a good look at it. Like, that guy could have won another inning most likely, and they took him out. And we see that all the time in baseball. It's like, no, we got to get him out third time through the order. Got to get the bullpen guys in there. And I don't care if the Cubs end up holding on to win that game, but that's another example of, hey, we took them out. We got to get 4 innings from 4 different guys, and it's a random chance that they might be able to close it out through 4 scoreless innings.
All right, my big takeaway from last night in Major League Baseball, the big takeaway is, it could be A's, could be not. Mine is going to be A's. Joe Boyle has the potential by far to be our best pitcher. Like, by far. Joe Boyle has the potential to be an absolute dominant starter in the game of baseball. If they can, as Scott Emerson did a great job talking about it, these long arms, these long legs, these bodies, that when they start getting off track, it's hard to release point. The ball starts going everywhere. But when he stays balanced and he stays right over himself and he's coming right down, Joe Boyle, his first start back, he had more fastballs in a game at 100+ than Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
I mean, you start saying, wait a minute, Paul Skeens, who everybody, now Paul Skeens is a far more developed pitcher, but this is the kind of stuff that he has. I mean, you have to realize, I love what J.P. Sears is doing. His last 8 starts has been amazing. You start thinking about guys that we have coming up in the in the organization. JT Ginn, remember that? A Mets trade from way back when. Wow. He is finally here. He was compared to at one point we had somebody, I don't remember who, compared him to Tim Hudson.
Yeah. So we'll announce that real quick. JT Ginn's up from AAA Las Vegas. Scott Alexander, left-handed reliever, 15-day injured list with left rotator cuff tendonitis, retroactive to August 18th, so 2 days ago.
So with that said, if we just look at stuff, durability, he seems like a guy, and knock on wood, that will be able to handle the stresses of 30+ starts. He's got the stuff. He's got the body. Obviously, I joked with Scott about the intelligence. He's a very data-driven guy. His wife is in the analytics department. She's in the R&D department, research and development for the Guardian. So it's a baseball data family. When we look at, who else? No one else on our staff has his stuff. Nobody has his stuff. And reality is, does that really matter? I mean, you need so many pitchers now anyway, but he has the potential to by far be the best pitcher. J.P. Sears is the best pitcher we have. I think Joey Estes is right there too. Yeah. But if you start saying, wait a minute, next year, if Boyle comes together and you go, let's give them their due, Sears deserves to be number 1, and damn it, he should start opening day. Stay healthy. Don't throw me some Alex Wood anymore. Sears should be open. And if you have a 3-game set that's going Sears, Estes, Boyle, I'm in. I am in because Joey Estes has it. He's got that bravado. He's got stuff. And now you're talking about a legit 100-mile-an-hour. If he can harness it, Boyle might be the best. You got a makings of something. We got a makings of something next year.
And the crazy thing, too, and looking at all the guys we either were bringing up from they're making their debut or coming back from Vegas, we have so many tall pitchers. People around the league should start taking notice and going, how do the A's keep finding these 6'5", 6'6"?
See how big Lawrence Butler was?
I mean, Grant Holman, 6'6". What is he, 6'6"? Tyler Ferguson's
How
huge.
big was Kurtz, the number one pick?
6'6". Or 6'5". Either way, still over 6'5".
If a basketball breaks out, we're whooping anybody in baseball.
Yeah. Plus our pitching coach is, 6'4".
Well, if you remember back to the late 80s.
Or is he 6'6"? I can't remember.
When you looked in that dugout and you're seeing Jose Canseco and you're seeing Mark McGuire and you're seeing Dave Parker, you think about the size. Dave Henderson was not a small man. Dave Stewart's not a small. Mike Moore. The A's back in the late 80s, they were a monster team.
Yeah. And
Carney Lancer's not a small man.
No, I mean, if you look at, we got guys injured. Medina's not a small guy. Waldachuk's not small.
We got Chris Carey. How tall?
He's
how tall are you?
6'4".
6'4". That's it. I was about to say you're saying. Can you play hoop? All right, we're going to have, you know what Chris Carey's going to be for us? Chris Carey on this basketball team, he's going to be the thug. You know, like Don Nelson used to have. You got to have a guy.
We call that a goon in hockey.
He's our Tom Tolbert.
Oh.
I'm going to go back. You're our Tom Tolbert. When Don Nelson needed, hey, go out and foul that guy. Go out and rough up Karl Malone a little bit. I don't care if you get fouls. Just slow him down a little bit. For you old school Warrior fans and KBR fans, you'll know what I'm talking about. Chris Carey is our new Tom Tolbert. Coming off the bench.
I get it.
Give us some really hard, rugged minutes.
Arizona guy, play with Steve Kerr.
Heck, our pitching coach is 6'6".
Yeah. And
we got a basketball team around here.
We got some ballers for sure. You want to get Carey on now, or you want to go to break?
No, I want to go. It takes time for hot takes. People got to get ready. Hot take Tuesday next, right here on A's Cast Live.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
If you haven't been to the chicken pie shop in Walnut Creek, what are you waiting for? You're going to love the new menu, and it's a great place to watch all the pennant race action and the upcoming NFL and college football seasons. Come taste their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next corporate party or birthday celebration. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
It's summertime, and I can guarantee you probably need to redo your wardrobe. You want to look good, and you want to feel comfortable. This is Chris Townsend, and you got to go check out my friends at Link Soul. They've got all the finest fabrics. You're going to love the shirts, the polos, the shorts, you name it. Redo your look for summertime. Go to linksoul.com right now, and you can get an offer for 20% off. Remember, in the big leagues, to play good, you got to look good.
Hey, Oakland A's fans, step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit xfinity.com/network management.
Nestled in the hills of San Jose, minutes from Silicon Valley, Cinnabar Hills Golf Club offers 27 holes of championship golf, first-class pro shop, practice facility, and great food in the grill. This time of year also means family and business get-togethers. Let the folks at Cinnabar Hills make your event unforgettable while enjoying their award-winning venue. It's all there for you. Championship golf, a great space for any events, and incredible food. See it all at CinnabarHills.com. That's CinnabarHills.com.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intendant and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Looking to stay up to date on all things A's? Head over to athletics.com/A'scast. That's athletics.com/A'scast to listen to A's baseball in full 24/7 coverage of the A's, only on A's Cast. With a single click, you can stream great shows, live pre- and post-game coverage, and of course, all the great action of the A's this season. Head to athletics.com/A'scast today.
You're listening to A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
I was in your neck of the woods today, Chris Carrey. You're living in Berkeley.
Yep.
It was beautiful today.
Oh, gorgeous.
And I sent you. Did I send you the picture?
No.
Okay, I got to send you the picture. So,
okay, but before we get to that, I got to wish you congratulations because we all know why you were there.
Yes.
Congratulations to your two beautiful daughters. I mean, I know he will understate it as much as possible, but having two of your family members get into Cal, identical twins, so I'm immediately a fan of both of them.
You know what it's like being a twin.
I know you're so incredibly proud. I can see it in your face. I know baseball is kind of secondary today, but to Maddie and Abby, congratulations. You guys are the best, and you're going to have some incredible 4 years ahead of you, and then maybe Daddy will get to retire a little early.
Yeah. I'm now, as I say, a big-time investor in the University of California at Berkeley. So I'm getting all the stuff into one daughter's dorm room. My other daughter is the next floor up. She texts me and she goes, "You're not going to believe this. You got to come see my view." Because today, the Bay Area today, the weather has been incredible. Absolutely incredible. So I get up there and I look out and I go, holy S-bomb. From my daughter's dorm, she looks, if it on a clear day, we now know on a clear day, looks directly at the Golden Gate Bridge and right below it, Alcatraz. It's right out her window. I'll show you the picture. I took a picture. I saw it sent it to me. I'm like, this is my daughter's view, the Golden Gate Bridge and Alcatraz. What other college student has the Golden Gate Bridge and an iconic, what do you think, tourist destination, Alcatraz? That's unbelievable.
I know.
I didn't have that at my dorm at San Jose State. We weren't looking at anything but 10th Street and 11th Street.
Yeah, we were on.
Cody, you know what I'm talking about.
Don't knock 10th Street. I live on 10th Street.
We were near Broad Street. We were downtown, but we never had anything like in Athens. I think our greatest landmark is the football stadium, but you could see that a little bit. But the Golden Gate Bridge.
How many people go to Georgia? It's a huge
38,000, something like that.
They were showing that right now, if you want to rush a sorority, because right now that's kind of a big thing in my household. If you want to rush a sorority at Georgia, they're like the initiation stuff is going on in your guys' basketball arena. That's how big a deal it is.
And it happens, the whole sorority fraternity rush happens like 2 or 3 weeks earlier than the actual school starting. They have to get it done ahead of time at those big SEC state schools because there are so many people. They have to go through the whole process, the interview process, if you get a bid or not, whether you get rushed or not, all those things. That wasn't my thing, but I get for 2 young girls going and getting into the sorority culture. That is a very, very fun thing to do.
All right. So I think it's been, 1991. I can't think they can come back and get me. It's been a long time since I was at San Jose State, but so I went to San Jose Municipal Golf Course one night and took a bunch of range balls. And when we would go out, this is my first year at San Jose State, when we would go out and have a fun time out downtown San Jose, one of the great things about going to San Jose State is you have a whole bar culture right downtown. Cody, right? You back me on that?
Correct, yes.
So you have the college parties, but you can go to right downtown to all the bars.
Right.
We'd come home, and I'd go out to the front lawn of my dorm, and the big aquatic center and the big pool just used to little pitching wedges in. So the swim team all of a sudden started to realize, what are all these little red lines at the bottom of the pool? It was all my range balls. I used to get all blown up and hit range balls into the pool. They'd have colleges would come and have meets and stuff. There's range balls at the bottom of the pool.
Well, I'll tell you what, I listened to a lot of A's Cast Live, the Clubhouse Show, and one thing I know for sure, I watched because it's everything. It's global.
It's global,
folks. Okay?
David Forrest telling the story yesterday. Did he tell that on the air or off the air?
I think it was
off the air, yeah. David Forrest at Citi Field was having a hard time watching the game, right? There's something that David Forrest has taken from Billy Beane is that they can't really watch the game live. And David Forrest starts walking the concourse at Citi Field, and a fan stops him. Random fan stops him. You're David Forrest, the general manager. I love listening to you on A's Cast. So to have the GM of our team tell us yesterday off the air that he got stopped in New York by a fan in New York who listens to A's Cast just warmed my heart.
Well, I'm just a fan of A's Cast and what you and Cody and everybody has cultivated here, because it's unlike any other pregame, postgame. It's its own thing, first off, and it's incredibly entertaining with your little Rogues Gallery, with Mustang Matt, with Greg from Slow, with Road Trip Mike. You have all those great personalities, and you can sense the passion of the Oakland A's and what they love about this team and the history, the culture of this team. But even more than that, what I love about you is you bring your life experience into the show. So you were talking about hitting golf balls, doing all that stuff. I heard that Chris Townsend used to throw some of the best parties at San Jose State during his time.
I've been evicted before. I can say that. I know what it's like to be evicted.
I can't back you up on this. I don't know.
I know what it's like to be evicted from a home. I've had that happen before.
I've only been to your parties now.
It's very my parties now. So I'll just tell you.
I haven't been invited yet.
I'll just tell you now.
You don't miss so much.
The last thing you want to do is evict people before Halloween. Because if you're going to evict me and we're going to take everything out of the house, we're going to end it with a big Halloween party.
Right.
Oh, God, it was one of the greatest.
Right.
All right. Are we ready?
Every once in a while, you hear a really good sports hot take.
I don't think we're seeing Juan Soto for 5-6 guys. I'm predicting we will not see one blazing hot big trade. Not one.
Pitch in the Major League Baseball All-Star Game this season.
The Astros will go 17-8 in the month of June, which will propel them to pretty close to a top the AL West.
Then you
Space
hear some
City
really
Johnny.
bad hot takes.
Brent Rooker will win the 2024 Home Run Derby.
I'm calling it now. There will be a collapse in Milwaukee, and the Chicago Cubs will catch them.
I'm saying Tyler Anderson will be traded to an AL East contender.
Well, on A's Cast Live, all takes are hot takes. It's time for Hot Takes Tuesday with Chris Townsend, only on A's Cast Live.
I may need to walk into the Brewers clubhouse when they get here and just walk in and go, guys, I know you have no idea who I am. I just want to tell you I'm sorry. I've doubted the Brewers 2 straight. I'm sorry. You have risen above everything. I apologize. I was wrong. You guys are far better than I am. I owe the Brewers an apology.
So are you going to apologize to Pat Murphy or Kristen Yelich?
Well, he's not here.
Bob Uecker.
Our good friend Jared Koenig, who's turned around his career
I've
there.
known him since he was a little kid.
You want to go say I'm sorry to Dominic Cotroneo?
Jackson Churio.
Now, I just want to go
Craig
to
Counsell.
You know what? I'll go into Pat Murphy. You know what
David
I'll do?
Stearns.
I'll go into Pat Murphy, into the manager's office, and say, hey, can I talk to the team for a minute?
Oh, they're going to go in the rip Arizona State, but okay.
Fork them.
If you have any grievances, the number is 833.
Do I go this or wait? How do I do it? Michael, our resident ASU, he got a degree from ASU. I chuckle. It's the Walter Cronkite. Dude, you really call that a school?
Number 1 in innovation.
It's a joke. Everybody's wearing bikinis, partying. Everybody's got an STD. Arizona and Arizona State are the STD capital. But your degrees do not matter. So fork them, whatever. Yeah, I said it.
I'm not touching that one.
So anyway, I go into by that's fact. I saw it on the internet. I want to go into Pat Murphy's office and say, hey, Skip. Hey, Skip. And that's one of the dumbest things in baseball, too. Why do we call managers Skip? What are they running a ship?
Well,
Is it a
skipper
boat?
on a ship, yeah. I mean,
What does that have to do with managing a baseball team? Hey, Skip.
Well, baseball.
I'm trying to get rid of all the old curmudgeon, stupid back of the baseball card. I've been telling everybody, I tell all these curmudgeons around here, I go, oh, your game, huh? Well, we're getting beat by the WNBA.
Yeah. You know what? I'm with you. I heard you earlier. 6 innings for starters.
I
am all the way in on that.
Oh, I'm at least open. I'm open to getting our game to be better. I'm looking at Dennis Eckersley, the great Dennis. When he was here, it was America's pastime. I want to get back to America's pastime because you know what? You got to look at the top 100 broadcast and television a year. Like 95 of them are NFL games. Then it's the national championship game. So then you got 4, maybe it'll be Olympics, like opening ceremonies, gymnastics this year. But without the Olympics, almost all 100 of the top 100 things watched on television will be NFL football. I want to get us back there. And we're not going to get back there going, hey, Skip, he's a great baseball man. What the hell? Why are we running a boat here?
Well, we got to find a way to right the ship.
The last time I was thinking about the skipper was Gilligan's Island. All right.
Well, I'll play it last. We have an audio submission from Vince Tocci, who works.
Why are we going to do that last? We should do that first.
All right, we'll do Vince Tocci. It's a little long, but he breaks it all down for us. Vince Tocci from A's Cast and the A's Radio Network, who's one of our producers during the game and pre and post game. Well, how did this say for his hot take?
Townie, Johnny, Commander. As you know, the Seattle Mariners are in a free fall in the AL West.
That's
Last
fact.
month, the Mariners gave up a 10-game lead to the Astros in the span of 24 games. Meanwhile, your Oakland Athletics have been the hottest team in the American League since July 1st. Not June 1st, Townie.
Yeah.
July 1st.
I confused the
Athletics are
Diamondbacks.
24-15 since July 1st, while the Mariners are 17-23 over the same span. The A's just passed the Halos in the standings. We're no longer in last place. And in a matter of days, the A's will also pass the fledgling Rangers. Suddenly, we're going to be in 3rd place in the standings. My hot take? Mark the tape, Cody. Your Oakland Athletics will finish the season in 2nd place in the AL West, ahead of the Mariners. As of now, the magic number to catch the Mariners is 47.
That
is a
well thought out. He got a jab in on me. That is a good hot take. You can take a shot at the host and bring knowledge. He even has a 47. What do you say we got?
Magic number is 47.
We got a magic number. Vince Tocci. Well done, my friend.
I'm going to tip your cap to him, huh?
That's a. We're going to tip the cap, my friend. Like a little golf. You got to wave to the crowd. Tip the cap.
I don't have one from Ray. He's too busy schmoozing with the Rays guys.
Oh, is he with Johnny? Is he with Johnny? Johnny and Ray don't have time. They're so busy. Hey, what time's Johnny on the call tonight?
I don't think there is no time.
Oh, Johnny's not broadcasting?
Johnny's
Johnny's not doing the game tonight.
So we paid Johnny to eat for free and hug people today? Is that what?
Hey, you know what? You know what?
do?
Johnny's going to be in a little bit of
I
absence.
showed up for work. I asked Scott Emerson, I said, Scott, when you show up, do you work with the pitchers every day? He said, yeah, I do. I didn't know Johnny just comes and eats and hugs people.
I love Johnny. Listen, it allowed me the opportunity to come and stand here with two of my favorite people in the organization and get to do a hot take. It's been a while since I've been on A's Cast.
I know it has been. So, since you said that, we'll see if you do well enough here, maybe we'll just Wally Pip Johnny and do it with us every week. All right, what's your hot take? I'll give mine after.
Well, so you said nothing about my hair and the parameters, no A's. I can't go A's right now.
You can do A's, but that's what Johnny always does.
No A's.
Do you mind that every once in a while on the post-game show I say that you'll be doing national games before you're 30? Does that bother you?
That's very, very, very nice.
Does that bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me at all because you were the first one to say it and you've doubled down on it.
It's hot take.
Well, if I were to do a much less
Can I
hot
be your
take,
sidelines guy?
Oh, the only problem is you're too handsome.
No, I'm a sidelines guy. I get it. I admit it. I'm not Scully. Just go down the sideline.
I would say
I'm Buster only. I'm not Scully. I'm Buster only. I know where my talent is. I get it. I'll be Buster only. You be Scully.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take it. I know I bring him up a lot. I think my brother would probably be the national guy before me. I like being here every day. I like being a part of what this is.
You're the national guy. Go ahead. Hot take. What do you got?
Okay. It has to do with my former organization. I think the Arizona Diamondbacks are going to win the World Series against the Baltimore Orioles in 5 games.
Wow. So if we ask you to name the roster next year, will you get any of the guys right? Or remember, he didn't know the snakes.
I didn't know the.
That's good though. I like the take.
Snakes.
That's more scorching.
So I have a background
This
here.
is a flaming hot take.
Yes. I mean, I only have one chance to do this.
You're picking the World Series champ.
I'm picking the World Series champion.
And maybe this might be the biggest parody season of all time. Are we calling this the season of parody? We're not going to have a 100-win team for the first time since 2014. So you're going to have all these teams between 86 and 94 wins or something like that.
Right.
And you're going out on a limb right now to say who's winning the Fall Classic?
100%.
That's gutsy.
It goes back to our series when we were in Arizona against the Diamondbacks. I was talking to Steve Berthume and a couple of the guys, and they were curious to see how the Diamondbacks would bounce back.
Yeah.
I think at that point in time with all the injuries, there was a little bit of pessimism, and I said, just give it 2 or 3 weeks. They're like, I'm not sure. And lo and behold, they call up Adrian Del Castillo. Zach Gallen comes back. Merrill Kelly comes back. All of those guys have had their hand in it. And it's also important to note they've been hotter than anybody since July 1st, truly. And it's really been with Corbin Carroll starting to figure things out. So they've done almost all this without Corbin Carroll putting up an MVP caliber season. And as he starts to progress into the postseason, while this team, who has been a late season team the last couple of years, we saw it in 2022, we certainly saw it in 2023, now in 2024, where the playoffs is basically just a reset. You have Corbin Carroll entering back into the fold with that team that's already firing on all cylinders. Solid pitching, especially the 3-man rotation that they will utilize out of Gallen. And then you have Kelly, and then Brandon Pfaadt likely.
Great, yeah.
And then you can slot, Rodriguez maybe in the bullpen. You figure those things out. Top to bottom, this Diamondbacks team is more exciting than people think. And I think because of the Orioles having their struggles with their pitching staff, we understand that pitching wins championships. So Arizona's already figured out the offensive side. They got guys that can run the bases. They got guys that can go get it in the outfield. And then they have great pitching. So I'm not going to bet against those guys, especially since they already have that experience last year of losing the World Series against the Rangers, and they were competitive against Texas. I think this year is Arizona's turn to hoist the trophy and get their first World Series championships in 2001.
Okay, I am not going to hold you to their opponent. That will be a bonus on Hop. Okay, so he said Orioles. Your hot take is Arizona wins. You're also calling the matchup. That will be bonus hot take points if you get that correct.
Okay.
If they play somebody else, it's irrelevant. Your hot take is they win the World Series.
Right.
You're just throwing in big baller, shot caller. You're going to throw in the opponent.
Well, you know what?
I like it.
I got to go with the gamble right there. But
I like it.
I think the Orioles
You will not
are
be
really
penalized if they beat the Yankees or whoever they play.
Right. Well,
you will not be
I hope
penalized.
not. I
you
hope
will not be penalized. But you'll get extra points if it is the matchup.
Right.
Because you're calling the matchup, which is very bold.
That's already more bold than Johnny. He would have said, hey, bro, there's going to be a hit tonight in the game.
Hey, I think the Orioles are going to playoffs.
Well, that ties into you brought up parity. I'm going to take it one step further.
Oh, wow.
There will not be a team in Major League Baseball that will win 95 games this season.
Wow.
That's your hot take? So he read Passan yesterday, and Passan's like, well, I don't think there's going to be a team that win. And are you parroting Jeff Passan of ESPN?
He said 100 wins. I'm taking him once. I'm saying 95.
You're saying there won't be a team that win 95. Oh.
All the teams bunched up in the standings. Let's take a look at it.
I mean, it's not a bad take. It's not. Everybody's more competitive this year. It just is the way that is. You made a great point yesterday with Brian Anderson. It's anybody's year.
Anybody's game.
It's one of those weird years where it's like there's no clear front runner. Philadelphia looked really good out of the gate. They're still great. New York looks good. Baltimore looks good. Arizona's starting to look hot. So is San Diego and Los Angeles. So that group of teams, Milwaukee has been a juggernaut all year in the Central. I know, sorry, I'm hearkening back to a previous comment, but and it's anybody's year. It really is. So why not go and think a step further? Who is the best team suited to win the World Series in terms of all of the things that the World Series requires? Right?
Well,
small ball, running the bases, pitching, defense, and then offense.
So looking at his hot take, where it's a good call by him is that the Dodgers normally would be that team, but the Padres and the Diamondbacks have been so strong. It's going to be hard for the Dodgers to win over 100. If he's saying not even 95.
Correct, yes.
It's got to be 94
or under, yes.
Or under. Then you have Phillies at 73 wins. You got the Guardians at 72 wins, but look at the Royals and Twins right behind them, just 2.5 games back at 70. And then the two big boys in the East, Yankees and Orioles at 73. He might be right.
Well, he makes a really, really great
But then
point,
again,
especially when
he
you
might
consider
be wrong.
He might be, but that would mean a team.
I did say Brent Rooker was winning the home run derby, so I have been wrong before.
Cody, think about this. We're at what, game 125?
Was he even at the All-Star game?
Are we 125 tonight?
Not.
Game 125. So we have less than 40 games. And how many teams need to win more than 21 or 22? Dodgers need to win 21 to get to 95. Everybody needs to win more than that.
And the Dodgers are not. The Dodgers now know the value of not.
So more.
They got to get ready for it. The Dodgers know, and we talked to Dave Roberts about this, and Andrew Friedman was on. I can't remember what show he was on. They now know they have to prepare the best way they can for the tournament.
Right. So as we're at game 125, that means there's 37 games left. So anywhere from 21 to 25 wins these teams need inside of 37 games in crunch time. Are they going to be able to swing that? Maybe. That would mean they need to go, 21 and 16?
Is this your Georgia math?
That's 37, right?
You actually could be Georgia-Florida line.
I could.
Wow.
I don't have sing about. I don't have two first names. I don't sing about pickup trucks enough. But
you don't like go get your pickup truck stuck in the mud or something?
But you know what Johnny told me is he's going to move Emmy out in Colorado, and he rented a Toyota Tacoma as his rental car. Johnny Dasco, a truck guy.
Space City Johnny.
The shadows are really bad right now.
I'm trying. I can't. It's like fall. It's like football season. This is what happens. Like the sun goes down, and it's just like, can't you do anything with the lighting? I mean, you have a TV genius next to you. Can't she do something?
I don't think so.
I think it might be just trying to cool me off from my
blazing hot take. Do you have my song ready?
I do, yes.
Okay, before I just want to get to the page. Actually, you know what? I don't need it. Just let it go.
Happy trails to you
until we meet again. Happy trails to you.
Keep smiling.
It's time for Old Townie to bury another team. It's over. It's been a nice little run. Andrew Bailey, former Rookie of the Year for the Athletics. Great pitching coach, sat right here. I told him what a great job he was doing. Red Sox. They're reinventing the sport. They were like the Houston Rockets shooting all those threes. They were just going to spin it, spin it, spin it. We don't like fastballs. We're not going to throw fastballs because that's not how you get people out in modern day baseball. We're smarter than the other 29 teams. Spin it, spin it, spin it. And I was like, you got to throw heaters, man. You have to establish the fastball because when I've said this to Scott Emerson, I've said this to everybody in every single sport, it does not matter. When you become one-dimensional, by the way, the camera just adjusted. See it? It's amazing. The camera finally adjusted. We have some lightings back.
Yeah. It looks
You're
good.
a TV guy. You got the hair. All right. So all of a sudden, people are like, why am I not going to stand right up on the plate and wait for them to flip up these hamburger breaking balls and just start smoking these guys? The Boston Red Sox became everybody's chic pick. Like all of a sudden the Red Sox were back in the mix. They're in the wild card mix. Oh, no, look out. Here's what they could do leading up to the All-Star break, after the All-Star break. Maybe they could chase down there. They are done. Their pitching strategy is now absolutely failing them. The reason why I came up with this today is I saw our guy Eno Saris. I didn't get to say hello to him, but they have an article in The Athletic that the 29th ranked pitching staff after the All-Star break is the Boston Red Sox. Teams have made the adjustment. They became one-dimensional, and everybody's like, I'm just going up there looking for breaking balls, and they're getting hammered, and their bullpen numbers are horrific. Their starters are getting – they went from being unhittable to brilliant to now they're done. They're still in the mix, but I don't believe it. Happy trails, my friends. The Boston Red Sox. Here is a franchise that won those championships. They broke the curse. They've got more money than you can think of. Their ownership group is now more about collecting other professional sports entities. They are. When you start thinking of hedge fund baseball, the Boston Red Sox may be one of the great definitions of we own a hockey team. We own a soccer team. We're about they're not about winning championships
Could possibly
anymore.
buy the Celtics at this point.
They're not about, hey, we're about the Red Sox and we're about winning baseball games. I get it. They are a corporation. They're a hedge fund that's about print money for their ownership group. That's what they're about. And the days of them being one of the big boys in the AL East, happy trails, my friends. Boston Red Sox, another year. Here they are. They're going to get Alex Cora back, but this is going to be another year that the Boston Red Sox are, they used to be the number one most expensive ticket in baseball. I know they're still top three. My family, season ticket holders, they spend so much money to go to Red Sox games, and the Red Sox no longer want to be world champs and be one of the big boys. Happy trails. You heard it right here on Hot Take Tuesday.
That's a great hot take, and I like your comment about the Fenway Sports Group. But when you think about it, when you think about just that whole business in general, they've invested into sure things already, right? Red Sox, if they go 0-162, they're still going to sell out Fridays and Saturdays regardless. The fan base is so ravenous.
They're still going to sell out Fenway
for that game, right? The Pittsburgh Penguins, another one. It's a staple in that town. Liverpool, across the pond, they are always going to pack Anfield. So they're picking places that even if they have a down year, which I don't know if you consider this a down year for the Red Sox, but any year that they don't make the playoffs and are a World Series type of caliber team, I think is a down year for the Boston Red Sox. Even if they have those, the fans are still going to show up. They're going to tune in. They're going to watch Red Sox baseball. But I do agree with you about the organizational philosophy of using the breaking ball over and over and over and over again. Establish the fastball. You have to. You have to.
Here's a question. Maybe it wasn't Heimblum's fault.
Oh, wow. Is he working anywhere right now?
No.
Or is he just, oh, wow.
Craig Breslow, smartest man in baseball.
Wasn't Heim working for the Cardinals?
I knew he went somewhere.
Yeah, he's doing some.
Is he a special assistant?
Something like that.
I know they all hate Mozeliak now, so maybe he takes over.
I love Mo. I think he's great. I think sometimes it's.
I know you got your dad.
I got my Cardinal.
So Mr. Cardinal, we had Mr. Giant this weekend. We got Mr. Ray.
Mr. Diamondback.
Hey, I was sitting there. I got done with the broadcast. I'm sitting outside. I'm watching Quick Pitch, and all of a sudden the highlights are on, and it's his father in the bird hat and then there's
Yeah.
a young woman right above who looks just like him. And I paused it. I took a picture. They were in L.A., right? Or were they in Orange County or L.A.?
I think it was LA, yeah.
And I sent a picture. I go, is that your sister behind your dad wearing the same Redbird hat?
Yeah.
Great family moment.
Yeah, no, Summerlin's the best. She lives out in LA. She's a model out there, so she gets to see Dad every once in a while, and saw him twice this year because they had a gruesome travel schedule in the beginning. They started in LA, San Diego, come home. Then they come and play us out here, go back home. Then they go back out to play Anaheim.
So
and this
wait
is
a
a
minute.
span of like 6 or 7 weeks.
I get out of St. Louis and I get to go to San Diego, LA, Bay Area, back to Orange County, and not have to be in St. Louis.
St. Louis is great.
Win.
It's great. No,
Win.
Ladue.
Win.
St. Charles.
Win.
Beautiful.
What time of the year?
Well, it's hot during the summer. Right about this time, and then you get it as October, November.
From we get ready for Rams football. Oh, wait, sorry.
It's God's country.
Hey, it's Battle Hawks.
Wait, did you
football
just
now.
go Rams? Hey, I'm not.
At least they got the
I'm
Blues.
not even.
At
I'm
least
not
they got
even
the
gonna go
Blues.
there.
They got the soccer team.
Thank you very much. Great
Hey.
job. Hey, blazing hot take.
Blazing hot. Hey,
Blazing
last
hot
thing,
take.
I appreciate so much what you guys do. I don't know if I'll be able to do this again, but you guys are the absolute best. And when it comes to a guy on TV getting his first
You do have
licks
the hair
at
for it.
Major League Baseball,
It's going to be
guys-
national soon.
You guys have set such a tremendous example for me and Jenny, and I'm just such a big fan of what you guys do. And I want to be able to recognize that whatever I do, you guys think it's good, bad, whatever, these two individuals are the most talented guys that we have by far. And I will stand on that hill and go to battle every single time for that argument. And they're even better people off the air. So I appreciate these guys with all my heart. And I can't wait to learn more from these two gentlemen because they have done already so much for me and filled my void here in Oakland and helped me out a lot in this transition.
Okay, cut that. And when he's doing the World Series on Fox and won't answer our calls and get back to us, we're going to play this on his answer machine.
Oh, you mean-
hey, remember when you said this about us? And now you won't even return our text.
You know who we have a good friend in the business who's now pretty national. He does football. He does World Series. Joe Davis does that now. Joe Davis goes, I love to come.
Oh,
on, but I'm
you
busy.
guys
I
are
can't."
great. I'm busy.
Joe Davis is the best. But you know what? You guys have set me
Just
up for
remember
success
that
here.
when you're doing the World Series or playoff games on Fox, you better answer that damn phone. You better answer it.
I thought you were going to do sideline with me.
I'm in.
We got to do the
I'm
Chris
in.
on Chris
Trust me,
combo.
I know. Trust me. I've been short my whole life. I understand. I have limitations. I am not going to be the play-by-play guy. I'm not going to be the color guy. But you can throw it down to me, Buster, only in the dugout. I can do that. I can do that. I'm good at that.
Hey, us play-by-play people are
I
not
worked with-
creative or innovative like you are. So
I did Raiders, and I worked with Brent Musburger, one of the greatest broadcasters of all time. I was
looking
his
live.
I was his sideline guy, and I was proud to do it. I'm not good enough to be up there, but I'm good enough to be down here.
Yeah, you guys are the best. You are more than good enough, and I'm so
Thank
so
you, sir. That was
thankful
very nice.
for both of you guys.
All right, Stephen Piscotty, the other day, Alumni Sunday. Love him to death. He's such a good guy. He joined us, and we'll see everybody tomorrow right here, A's Cast Live at 4 o'clock. Take it away, Stephen Piscotty.
Stephen Piscotty with us here on A's Cast Live, Alumni Sunday. So many of the players that we've been doing this with on these Sundays have been gone for a long time. You haven't been gone that long, so it's like kind of fresh to have you back. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, I've just been at home being Mr. Dad and taking care of my kids, and I'm local here in the Bay, so get over here. I went to a game last week and been popping my head in here and there.
Yeah, you have another one coming on the way, so you got a lot going on at home.
Yes, yeah, we have a 3.5-year-old, 1.5, and then another baby due in a couple of weeks. So we're really excited for that, and it's kind of the direction life has gone, and just being Mr. Dad, it's been really fun.
So keep us updated. What's going on with the career right now?
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate to play with this organization this year in minor league camp, and then I got to play with the Vegas team for a few months, and honestly had a really fun time with that group. I wish it would have gone a little bit better performance-wise, but that group down there was a lot of fun. So I had a great time. Got to experience coming to the ballpark a little bit more with my kids, and just cherishing playing the game. So that was really great. And yeah, as far as next steps, I'm not sure. Called my agent and talked about, whether it's starting to get into some sort of coaching, front office, scouting, or trying to continue playing. Just not really sure. But like I said, all the kids are commanding a lot of my attention and focus right now. But over the off season, maybe figure out the next path.
Your story to this organization is so unique. It's so touching, because a lot of moves made in our game are never in what's in the best interest of the player. And yet 2 organizations come together and 2 front office guys come together and say, let's do what's best for this young man and his family.
Yeah.
It was a touching, I don't want to like oversell it, but it was like a touching deal what the Cardinals and the A's did for you.
It really was. And it was not something that I even asked for. It was just 2 front offices putting their heads together and doing what was best for me, which is really made me feel good and like they had my back. So that was an incredible feeling to have that kind of mutual respect for them to say that, this is greater than the game of baseball. And, we want to do right by Steven. And so I'm just so thankful for it. Coming back here, being able to play at the stadium where I grew up going to games, my mom being able to come to some games before she passed meant the world to me, and something that I'll never forget, and I'm so grateful for. But yeah, it was incredibly unique, and obviously don't wish it had happened. And I wish Mom obviously never got sick, but those front offices made the best of that situation for sure.
Yeah, so much of your family got to see you play. I remember I'd see your dad in the treehouse almost, because back then I was doing the pregame show in the treehouse. I'd see your dad like almost every day in the treehouse. It was, and he so proud of everything that you've done. I just think of the moments. I think that moment at Fenway Park when you hit that home run, and both teams are. I mean, you can't. I don't even know how much you saw. If you got to see the other team, how much they were. That was just a moment that was priceless.
Yeah, I'll never forget that home run. It was. It's so vivid in my memory still. I remember the ball kind of leaving Fenway, and the way the ball like hit the lights, it was like glowing as it kind of went out. And I just remember thinking like, wow, she's here. That was beyond me. That was just something that was so special. And another one of those incredible memories that I'll have as an Oakland A.
And you played on some good teams here.
Yes.
Some really good players.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of great guys, a lot of great teammates, and outstanding, talented baseball players. It was fun to be a part of that group, making those playoff runs, and it's just feel blessed to be a part of that group. And we're still staying in contact, playing fantasy football league, all that sort of stuff, and just some amazing relationships.
It's fun. We've been trying to highlight that because Chad Pender just did this. We just had Sean Manaea on the show when we were taking on the Mets, and I've been trying to let everybody know Matt Chapman's here today. It's like all these guys. Chris Bassett was on our show talking about it. Like you guys are on text threads, and like that group of, you look at how it was built from 17, 18, 19, 20. It's a really tight group.
Yeah, it really was. It was, getting kind of thrust into that group. A lot of them had come up through the minor leagues together and had that incredible bond, something I had with guys in St. Louis, but they were just so welcoming to everybody coming in from different organizations. And that was the most cohesive group I've ever played with, no doubt about it. And I think that's why we were so good. And, we're in the playoffs, almost every year. It was truly incredible. That's probably 2018 when we first made the playoffs with that group. That, when I look back on my career, is something I'm most proud of, getting my hometown team, helping get my hometown team to the playoffs. Obviously we wish those runs went a little longer, but that was a big deal for me. And another thing I always remember.
Very rare your baseball journey is in your hometown.
Very rare.
Right? I mean, obviously Stanford is over in Palo Alto, but it's Bay Area. Mm-hmm. I mean, the fact that so many of the big moments in your career got to be here.
Yeah. It's super unique. I've talked to a few friends who are starting to play now for their hometown, and like it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And not a lot of people get that opportunity, so I'm very grateful for that. Yeah.
Are you ready for Stanford in the ACC?
It's so weird to say. Just it doesn't even make sense. But yeah, college sports got turned upside down. Hopefully for the better, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting one for them.
Well, you're a great one to ask because, for years our farm system has been rated real low and people have not graded out our players. But right now we're starting to get a lot of love, whether it's Baseball America, MLB Pipeline. People are starting to recognize a lot of young talent is starting to come up. And you've seen these guys down in camp. You've seen it AAA and AA. There is talent coming. Talk about the strength of what you've seen down in the farm system.
Yeah. So in Vegas, playing with mostly some of those AAA guys in minor league camp, I did get to play some of the AA guys who I was like, man, these guys seem like they're AAA players, like really had advanced well. But like Logan Davidson, Max Muncy, Ryan Noda, I know he was up, but he's been down. He's hitting well. All these guys, Lugbauer down there, he kind of reminds me of Olsen in a little sense, the way he
Slugbauer.
Yeah, Slugbauer. So there's a really good, talented group down there. Nick Allen is balling out down there. I was checking up their numbers the other day. Their path, I think, some have kind of come up and come down. But once you go through that, I got sent down when I was with the Cardinals in 2017. Once you come out of that, the confidence you get is incredible. I'm seeing it with Butler right now. He came down for a little bit and he looks like an all-star right now. It's really incredible. So I think there's a lot of depth, a lot of talent, and I think the more these guys play, they're going to get more comfortable and gain a little bit more of that expertise. I feel like the game is a little different now in the sense that not the guys are rushed to the big leagues, but they seem to get there a little faster than when I was coming up. I remember being told I needed like 700 AAA at bats before moving on. And you look at Wilson, right? He was there for a month or so, but I mean, he's big league ready. It's just a little different. You have to kind of go through that cycle of failing and knowing how to come out of it. But I think they're in that cycle and in that upswing, which I think is really exciting.
Well, I don't know what is going to happen in the next few years, but I know that you'll be in baseball again. The bright mind, and I can see you being with the A's. But more importantly, go out and enjoy today because the fans are going to give you a lot of love, well-deserved, and your baseball journey was in the Bay Area from Stanford to the A's was fantastic. But enjoy yourself today with all the fans.
Yeah, thank you. Looking forward to it.
Stephen Piscotty right here on A's Cast Live.
If you haven't been to the Chicken Pie Shop in Walnut Creek, what are you waiting for? You're going to love the new menu, and it's a great place to watch all the pennant race action and the upcoming NFL and college football seasons. Come taste their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next corporate party or birthday celebration. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
This has been a presentation of the Oakland Athletics.